Hello, folks. Welcome to the Hello World Podcasting with Magdalena. How is everybody doing? Listen, thanks so much for tuning in and listening to my podcasting. And for those who are new, I just wanted to welcome you wherever you are um, around the globe and listening to my show. Thanks for tuning in, and just wanted to let you know that my podcasting is about personal mastery, figuring out who we are in the process, and actually using astrology as a GPS for the personal and collective use. Actually, for the collective direction. I always like to use astrology because it can help me much easier, to pinpoint what I am looking for and what's really going on. For instance, particularly in the last couple of days, we had actually Mars moved into Gemini. Okay, Phew, don't you feel the breeze? Breeze of communication. Wow. Well, in the last good 3.5 weeks, we had a pretty actually intense communication. The Mars was in Gemini, sorry, in Taurus, and Mercury is still in Pisces, and it was retrograde. We've been talking about a lot about the Pisces energy, on some level it's actually, very sensitive, but also dealing with so many different aspects. And to me, Pisces is always, you know, standing into this a spiritual aspect, what, summarize what we learned from all other 11 signs, and then kind of integrate the knowledge. At the same time, it is also showing us, ancestral energy, what we are still kind of battling. And the big one is actually finishing the cycle and, moving into the new one. So these will be actually the points that I would like to talk about today. The reason why, because right now we have actually Aries in Sun in Aries, Moon in Aries, and also the Chiron in Aries. So, to me, this is right now, a collision of two worlds. I hate to use the word collision, but it is. Look at the struggle, what we are seeing on the stage, and what's really going on. You have this old world and you have the new world. On some level, the old world is kind of sliding, moving out, but yet then the new world is still not here. It's just in the infant stage, and there's a lot of uh, conflict, if you wanted to call it, really going on here. And so, you have this one group of people who say, well, I am the right one, or I know the information. And then you have this totally whole new group that is, bringing whole new ideas, whole new aspect, and totally different energies. And so practically these two energies still do not know how to handle each other. And a lot of our time, the new energy, especially because the Aries energy is a pioneering energy, or new energy, or new ideas, new starts. It could be a little frustrating because it's very much a headstrong energy and fearless energy. Yet on the other side, the Pisces energy has this, condensed information from all those prior experiences. And this Pisces energy can say, what, I understand that you're looking for something new, but guess what, there's so much goodness still here that you could actually use it and apply for yourself. But the Aries energy wanted to have something fresh. Can you relate that to the world stage, what is really going on? Holy moly, folks. I mean, it's just incredible. But what we really wanted to do here is we wanted to, be patient more, because right now look, like I said, all the difference between these two energies. What I would call here right now that we have to be very careful not to throw out the baby with the bathwater, and maybe what we wanted to do is, to kind of step back, take a deep breath, and reconsider and go again through what we may be able to still to use or, change a little or cut down, and, so we can, have the opportunity to use that wisdom also, because uh, a lot of the time what I'm seeing is that the younger generation has no understanding about the wisdom of the prior generations. And I would say this is very much right now a part of the True North node in Cancer, and we have actually still a retrograde. Oh my God, the True North node in Cancer is actually the only aspect here in the astrology that is retrograde. Everything is actually going forward. So this is a very good sign. So practically what we are doing right now here, we are reorganizing, rechecking, redoing. And the best thing right now is that, also be willing to say, okay, I was wrong. I'm sorry. Can we talk again? Because I think, look, like I said before, that when Venus was in Pisces, it still is actually. I'm sorry, when Venus was Aquarius, but right now she's in Pisces. I said when she moved here that she will end up to be very sensitive, but what she will do here, or what will end up to be different with this energy, is that she is not going into this poor me or a victim savior mentality. Even though the Pisces is very sensitive energy, she is very much right now secure in herself, and she's just kind of flashing back, all this opposition from the Virgo energy, that a lot of the time, the Virgo will just kind of throw the judgment, throw all this unresolved issue on her, and she's now saying, no, thank you, but no thank you. Being polite, but respectful. And on the other side, we have, having this Sun in Aries, Moon in Aries. That's actually, the male-female energy. Very much so in this strong Aries is also a little touched by the Chiron in Aries. That the Chiron in Aries is kind of reflecting to us, in what area, what thoughts, what beliefs, old belief system we had that are actually not working here, and go into the pain that, these areas still representing, and work with the shadow, be willing to go into the pain, and dig out the old stuff. It's just how it is. A lot of time people are very leery about what happened in the past. It look like just negative, negative, negative. I would say this: I do not use the word negative. What I use in that case is that I'm calling that unresolved issue, because if I knew how to handle that energy, it will not be in the shadow. So practically this is what when I'm talking about mastering our energy, this is what I mean with that. And so right now I personally actually feel quite a bit of balanced energy for myself after going through this 3 week, this unbelievable roller coaster in the communication field. When Mars was in Taurus, I am telling you, the intensity was just unbearable. There was a lot of pressure because Taurus was opposing the Scorpio, and the Scorpio is, the underworld, a lot of stuff, that is unresolved, and also a very intense energy, a warrior energy. So sometimes, we have to kind of be cautious about the Scorpio is look like you have to be willing to respect the underworld energy, and I think this is quite a bit showing, that those in authority, they are woolly, how should I even say that? To bring the correct expression. There's a battle going on. Let's just say that, because the old guard knows that a lot of stuff is right now in the process of the change, and it's needed to be, given to the new guard, and it's still not willing to kind of step down because, they enjoy the power. And remember, I've been talking for quite a bit right now that Uranus in Taurus will end up to be pretty much, people are really voicing themselves, expressing themselves, and some of them may end up to be aggressive. But to me, that always means that, they are just getting triggered, and they still have some unresolved issue in themselves, and it just shows up. This is when I say, that, everything what we are not solving, we are just kind of throwing out into the collective, and then it will show up back as a mirror. So, to summarize this right now, what it means, to us, this is what I like to always kind of put together. So what does that mean for us? Look, like I said, we are dealing with two worlds, and I think this year and next year it will end up to be quite intense, especially right now. My opinion is that because we have the true north in the Cancer energy, and it's opposing Pluto in Capricorn and Saturn in Capricorn, so practically, the old memories, the old pain, but also the feminine energy, and opposing the very very earthy. Capricorn is an earth sign, very earthy, very solid, authority, and the structure that is actually, right now starting to dissolve, by changing so many new energies, and people are changing their frequencies. And every time, we are shifting the frequency and moving into the more balanced aspect of ourselves, this chaotic stuff is kind of starting to dissolve. And as we know, every change is very painful, and this one is not different. But the good news is here, all this sharing what I'm doing here is always oriented, how you can actually ground yourself, how you can help yourself to understand yourself, and by doing that, you are starting to reflect the different energy outside and attract just like-minded people, or at least people who can understand the challenge you are actually dealing with it. Okay, folks. Well, that would be it for today. I hope that was actually beneficial for you. And in the meantime, enjoy the information, enjoy yourself, enjoy the journey, be good to yourself, and until next time, take good care. Bye.